Hey guys, thanks for joining Lead Pursuit Podcast. It's got something interesting. We are going to live stream the World of Tanks World Championship. I have with me Robert. Take it away, Robert. Tell us about World of Tanks.
All right, so we've got Uncle Mark and we have got Chad. We've got Uncle Mark and we've got Chad on the mat, as you can see. They're going to be setting up their lists and getting everything ready to go. This is for all the marbles. This is for the World Championship of World of Tanks, which is the tabletop version. What we're going to see today are these guys rolling quite a bit of dice in offense and defense. They're going to be moving their tanks all around the board. The object of this particular scenario that you're going to see is one of the players is the attacker, one is considered the defender. The attacker is trying to get to one of two tokens on the defender side. If he can get his tank within one arrow of that objective without the opponent being close to it or getting himself blown up, he's going to get one objective point, and then if he manages to get two, it's an automatic win. But you're thinking, oh, that's going to be really quick. It's not quick.
Okay.
It takes a little while for this to happen. You're not going to see any kind of anyone getting close to one side or the other. For a couple of turns, they're going to be cagey and wily and trying to figure each other out. They'll be doing some probes, and you will see shots fired on the first turn. If a tank is in the clear, you're going to see, a lot of shots fired.
All right.
Some of these tanks have 5 dice attacks. There are upgrade cards in the game that allow them to bump their firepower up to increase their defense power. It's a very simple but elegant game.
All right. Hey, Robert, just for the benefit of the folks who are watching, we've got a lot of ambient noise because there's multiple tournaments going on right now. Let's make sure when we're talking, we get right into the mic here. That's going to help me because I'm having challenges hearing you as well.
Well, I'll lean into the mic.
All right. Can you describe what's happening now? Looks like they're doing deployment. Maybe those are pieces of terrain, maybe?
Each player is going to be able to place terrain pieces. Now, you're going to get 2 houses. You're going to get one, either you can choose to have a hill or a forest. They'll just flip those up, and you'll see that big oval in the middle. Right now, with the ovals placed, they've both chosen trees, which provides cover for tanks. And then you also get 2 walls. And the really cool part about the walls, depending on your position, is you can hide behind the wall when they send dice for attack to you. One of those dice is going to impact the wall, explode it. It didn't hit your tank.
Okay.
So there are 2 initiative rolls. One to determine who is getting to place their terrain first, and then they will roll again for the initiative to see who is going to be the attacker. And then everything will get set up, and the tanks will be placed onto the mat from the lowest initiative tank to the highest initiative tank. And then when it comes time for shooting, it will start with the highest initiative tank into the lowest initiative.
Sounds familiar.
People who have played any kind of game from Command and Colors to X-Wing to Attack Wing, they all use the same mechanic from the Command and Colors. Instead, people who played X-Wing know that you were able to predetermine your movements. In this game, it's active reactive. So you may see your opponent starting to go towards the house, but then you, instead of, I should have made that turn left. In this case, you are able to make the determination. I'm going to go after that tank. I'm going to duck behind cover. I'm going to improve my situation. One of the really cool things about this game is kind of tank, whether it's a light tank or heavy tank or self-propelled gun or a heavy tank, gets certain benefits. So like a self-propelled gun fires a lot of rounds, 6 to 7. They can hide behind a house and ignore cover.
Okay.
And everything lobs in, right? And if they've got one of their friendly tanks has a card that will pretty much be their forward house. So if they've got a clear sight on you and you don't because you're hiding behind the house, they radio ahead, tell you where to put the rounds. So that it's called requesting for you. And it's a really good card. And they do have that, you'll see that here. Medium tanks get to re-roll one die that's a blank. Heavy tanks get to re-roll a defensive die. Light tanks generally get to move about 3 arrow lengths as opposed to 1 or 2. And if for some reason you want to remain stationary, you get to re-roll all of your dice.
Okay.
Which is a really nice feature.
Are they taking turns placing models model by model, or is one side placing everything?
It's model by models. The
Okay.
lower initiative tanks go on the line first, higher initiative tanks go in last.
Got it.
So if your opponent has a initiative 1 tank, he's going to place. If you've got a 2, he's going to place it.
Okay.
And if they're tied with initiative, whoever has the advantage
Okay.
gets to place. They're-
What are these little arrow markers they're using? It's like they're some type of measuring tool.
It is a measuring tool, and it's also your directional tool. So you'll see them put it up against their treads, and push their tank, or place their tank on the end of that arrow, and they'll be able to rotate it 90 degrees to whichever face they want.
So it looks like maybe some movement's actually happening. We've maybe
Yes,
moved
they have
past
started the
deployment.
game. They have definitely started the game. It's going to be so he's coming out. He's coming out first. So obviously we have the attacker here. Chad is the attacker. He's going to try and get across the board. He's going to try and get to that token. Or that token. There's 2. You've seen at the top of the board.
Oh, those red. I think they're red.
Right. There are little flag tokens on there. And you can see them, just the little round tokens right there at that edge.
Okay.
So he's going to try and get his tanks onto one of those tokens. Uncle Mark has to defend that side. So if he can get within 1 without being opposed, he gets the victory point. If he can get 2 tanks, it's even better because once you get to 2, yeah,
Okay.
he has to survive the onslaught armament from Mark. And it's not going to be pretty. Now this first time in our first round, believe it or not, Chad and Uncle Mark actually faced off, and they had this particular scenario. Uncle Mark won. It was a close match, but he was the attacker. Now Chad is the attacker, which makes it even more interesting because it's the variance of dice roll.
Right.
So this will be a lot of fun to see how Uncle Mark defends. Now, Uncle Mark, he is coming out fast. He's not laying back to protect his flags. He might be trying for the kill shot by having. I got an idea. This might be better. Okay, that is the movement template. So that tank will slide along the edge of it, and then the front of the turrets will meet inside of that tail area right there at the point. And that's where you stop and you can rotate your
Oh
tank.
yeah, I see him doing it now. There.
Yep,
That's where he moves the tank right to that spot.
correct. So as you can see,
Are there different size templates that for
no,
different speeds?
this is it.
Okay.
This is it. The one really nifty feature here too is you'll see them pre-measuring where they want to go. Perfectly legal in the game. So don't get confused. Oh, he's cheating. He's not cheating. You're allowed to pre-measure for where you're going to go. As you can see, this red line here in this string, right now they're measuring line of sight.
Okay.
If the tank can see 3/4 of that tank, it's in the clear. He's not going to get any cover bonus for on the defense side. If he was kind of blocked, he would be in cover. He gets an extra defense down.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that would be a wonderful idea. Okay, we're rolling dice already. Well, I didn't see what he had, so he has one hit. Not great. So as we look at this card right here, right now, so you have firepower, which is number 5 on this Tiger 1. That 5 represents your base dice that you're going to throw at somebody. Then he has on his tank for his defense, he automatically gets 2 defensive dice. Then he has a mobility. This tank can make up to 2 moves. And then you're going to see initiative. And that determines where and when he shoots and when he moves.
Okay.
The higher your initiative for movement phase, you would go last, and which is beneficial because you can see where your enemy is.
Oh,
and you
okay.
can set up accordingly.
So not first, last.
Right. And when it comes to shooting, though, the higher initiative, the sooner you shoot. Right. Now, radio damage is a critical hit card that is going to, if I remember correctly, I think it lessens his defense die. And the fortunate part about this particular crit, 0 damage goes onto the tank.
Okay.
But it hampers the tank from doing things. And once that happens, I can't move my turret, or I can't throw an extra die, or I use a defensive die, or I'm bailed out. But some of these critical cards are repairable. Some are just instantaneous damage. And some critical cards, they give you 1 damage, but if you don't repair it, you get another damage on the next turn. And if you don't repair it, you get another damage. And it's the gift that keeps on giving, really.
Wow.
So let's see where we're at here. So we determined if I want to shoot from here to there, and we have a lot of pointing going on. Now, Mark is using what I think is the best tool in this game.
What's he doing now?
He's measuring line of sight using a piece of string.
Okay.
And the reason I like it is because you can hold 2 points without it moving. Have you ever tried to hold a laser straight?
Wobbles all over.
Oh, I wobble so horribly. My hands twitch. I can't help it. And so we got, looks like 2 hits on that one. And then he's got a reroll, so that's only 2 hits. Now let's see what Chad does. Oh, pardon me. He's got 2 hits and a crit. Now Chad's going to roll some dice here. And he's got a crit. So he blocked all the damage. He literally had the same roll that Mark did. And no damage comes through.
Okay.
So we have another set here. And he's got a reroll. So he's had 2 hits and 2 crits. And now Chad's going to roll. And, okay, so he has 1 crit, 2 hits. Depending on how Chad wants to fix his damage. Now, he has an upgrade card that allows him to change a hit to a crit. That's why you saw that. So he blocked those 2 crits, and that 1 hit, that negated the other one, and 1 damage went through. So each one of these command cards, as we saw earlier, you'll see a line that's green, yellow, and red. And you'll see, oh, yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so this is an upgrade card. Remove speed governor. So you get to equip this onto your tank. It costs 1 point. So if you're playing 200 points, your tank is, let's say it was 199, and this was 1 point. Your 200 point list is now done. But at the start of the movement phase, this tank may suffer 1 damage to gain +3 initiative until the end of the phase. So if you really need this tank to move first or to shoot first, you can utilize this card to increase your initiative for 1 turn.
Okay.
There's hundreds of cards in this game, and it's an
Who's in
absolute
real
blast.
jeopardy right now? They were shooting at this guy, right? Is that
Yeah.
the?
So a lot of times you'll get a lot of players that want to put a lot of rounds onto a target. So rounds on target, time on target, your defensive dice don't always hold up. So if you've got 3 tanks launching 6 dice attacks, that's 18 dice. If you may only have 4 dice in defense, pretty much you're going to guarantee probably 1 damage at a time. But if you got 3 tanks, it's 3 damage. You whittle that tank down. If it's a light tank, you're looking only at 3 or 4 hit points to kill it. So they really want. Now you're trying to get as many points as possible, but you're also trying to get the win or the victory points, because the victory points are what is boss in this game when it comes to tournaments.
Okay.
So
It
these
looks
guys
to
look
me
pretty.
like these guys, Chad's guys in the center of the table here, really focusing on this forward.
Yeah, that's because Uncle Mark has 8 hit points to kill that thing.
He's really trying to kill it instead. He's trying to get after it.
Oh yeah, we will try and knock that out because that is a wicked, mean tank. It really is. So when they coming into this, Mark had 537 points. Chad had 574 points. Uncle Mark was up on the objective, so he had 3 to Chad's 2. So this will be very interesting to see where if he gets 1 victory point, it can be it's anybody's championship at this point.
See that tank there anymore?
Yeah, I don't know why. Should not have come off the board. I could always duck my head back and ask where the tank went, but I'd rather not disturb him while playing the game. But so there's Uncle Mark here. Okay, so when you are dealt a critical hit, so like ammo damage, perfect card to show, you automatically get 3 damage against your tank. Discard all ammo upgrade cards that you have. And then you're going to take a damage for each card discarded. So if you've got extra ammo loaded, let's say you decided to take some high explosive rounds, and you might have 2 of them. So you would take 3 damage initially. And then for the damage cards that you have to go, that's 2 more points. You just took 5 points of damage.
How many points of damage does a typical tank have, you
They
say?
run the gambit. They really do. Everywhere from 3 up until 12.
Oh, 12. Okay, that's a lot.
And that's a mouse. And that is just, it's a big tank. It is a big, mean, ugly tank. And I love using it. A lot. It's hard to kill, but it only moves 1 at a time. So it's slow. So if you're trying to do a bum rush, you're not rushing anywhere. So we got Mark here on the left. You see that he's in these trees, so he automatically gains cover. Okay, hold on. I actually may have brought that with me. We got the sponsors. It's Jim X. Yeah, here's Chad. Okay. Chad is running a Hummel, which is a self-propelled gun. He has requesting fire on it. He has an improved gun, enhanced gun laying drive, improved aiming, eagle eye, and safe stowage. And then he also has a Yog Tiger, which is another big dog. And it's a wonderful tank because I think he's rolling 7 dice with that. And then he's also got a Tiger 1, which is a very good tank. It moves, it shoots, it's got 6 for an attack die. It's actually very good. Now, if you're wondering about Uncle Mark's, he's running a British Crusader, a German Panther, another German Panther, and then he's also running another Challenger. So he's got his forces split, 2 English and 2 German. And each one of these guys has a total point load of 300 points. So they are pretty even. This is actually, I say this will be a very close match. Chad really, he's got him on points right now, but he really needs to come out on top by getting to these objectives. If he doesn't get to the objectives, you see, he's really trying to get up there. If he's unable to get to these objectives and be held off, that's a problem for him because he's not going to get the victory points, and he needs the victory points. Uncle Mark's got him right now on that.
What are these tokens that are on the table now?
So these are to help each player. So, and it's common knowledge. So this tank moved 2 arrows. So when it comes to defense dice, you have your base defense. So that one card we saw that had the 2 for defense.
Yeah, Steve tells us that somebody just played a heavy shell card. Could you tell us what the...
Okay, so when you play the heavy shell card, that allows you to manipulate your dice. And if I remember correctly, he's allowed to turn his hits into crits. So you go from a standard to where he's got to draw off that damage deck, and hopefully it'll be a whopper. You know, that ammo damaged one, that's a big one. The other really nifty thing is when they are done at the end of the turn, your damage cards, if they haven't been repaired, you'll keep them. But if they have been repaired or they're a one and done, you shuffle them back into the damage deck, and they may show up again. You put them in, you shuffle, and then, you know, you might get the same one again. I played a game where I actually ended up getting 3 ammo damage in 3 different turns. And it was nightmarish because it was an explosion. So you can, after you make your 2, you're going to get 2 dice for your defense. You're going to add that to the 2 dice that was your base, and then say this tank here was shooting, he moved 3, and that's a total of course we see 7 dice. But in defense, you only get 6 max. Being close takes away a defensive dice. Being in a flank maneuver where you're behind there, that takes away a damage die. So you may have started out rolling through, say you had 5 for defense. Well, now you got 3 for defense. He might be throwing 6 or 7. Yeah, it can get ugly. All right, so now he has rolled. Looks like a hit crit. Nope, he's got 2 crits. And then defensively, yeah, that was a wash. So he rolled enough to defend against that. Sure. Okay, so what we'll see here on the top of the card, you see Albrecht Dahl, which is a unique crew, which means that you can only use one of him in your entire list. And then he's a commander, so he does 2 things for you. He's going to give you concealment, so you're going to get an extra defensive die while you're in cover. And then for recon, he's going to get a +1 initiative for the movement turn. Not for the shooting, but he'll be able to hopefully move ahead of or after the other guy, because you want to see where the enemy is going. It says at the start of the game, immediately after deployment, this tank may make up to 2 moves. So after you deploy your guy, he can move 2 arrows. Then he can make his movement. And if you're in a light tank, you could move up to 5 spaces. Get almost halfway across.
Looks like everybody's pretty close together up there.
Yeah,
Bit of a knife fight.
He's trying to bog him down. If he can keep him in this mess for another 51 minutes, or by being close, whittle him down, get him from his 3 tanks to 2 tanks, and then hopefully with his 4 tanks, get him down to 2 tanks, and that'll make it ugly for him to try and get more points. Oh, yeah, that's yeah. So the ammo damage can do a lot of damage to you. It's going to give you 1 right off the bat, but it can hang around. But by using that card, by flipping it over, it erases that card. You get no damage from it. So it's kind of like a get out of jail free card. But the unfortunate part is once you've done it, you're done.
So one time use.
One and done.
Yeah, that sounds quite a bit like the Deep Pockets card we use in Blood Red Skies. We have some cards that let you shrug off a boom chit, but once you use it, you discard that. You don't have it anymore.
And there are quite a few cards that are like that in War of Tanks. There's a lot of cards that do wonderful things for you. Like one of my favorites. It's a very cheap card to use. It's 1 point. Who wouldn't use it for 1 point, right? And if you get what's called the lucky hit, it's automatically 2 against you. But if you have this card, which is called Fill Tanks with CO2, it negates those 2 damage. But one and done. So Uncle Mark's got on this Challenger here, he already has 3 damage on that. He's got 4 more, and this tank is dead. So we're rolling die here. Mark just rolled. Oh. So that's a pretty good roll, actually. So that's 3 hits and 2 crits. This one is called Assault.
Assault, that's this mission?
Yes. So it looks like, what did he pull? So he probably is going to take a hit and a crit. So yeah, he's erasing the crit. He's erasing the hit. So what's going to go through is the 2 crits and the hit.
Oh, look, Steve's brought up the stream chat. You can see some of the questions that are coming up.
Oh yeah, so Patrick, let's see, going for the kill. Does the 152 have clutch breaking? No, it doesn't. Yes, he's got a Yog Tiger. Patrick, bringing the Challenger out of cover. Yes, yikes, I agree with that completely. And let's see, Patrick is voting for Chad to win. Down with Uncle Mark. That's because Patrick doesn't like Uncle Mark. No, I'm kidding. Patrick, I don't know if he, yeah, no. Uncle Mark is a friend of Patrick's and mine. And yes, they are playing the assault mission, Patrick. So here we go. So we're coming into almost a half hour into the game, which is doing really well. We've got damage across the Challenger, it appears. So we're looking here. Yeah, he's got him in this quagmire, and as long as he keeps him in that quagmire, he's not getting any closer to the victory tokens. He really needs to get over there. But the problem that he's facing here is if he goes to those tokens, if he breaks out of this and goes to the token, Mark's just going to follow.
He's kind of stuck, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
So either I'm going to battle you here or I'm going to battle you on top of the token. It doesn't matter because as long as both of those tanks, one of Uncle Mark's and one of Chad's is in there, he cannot claim a victory token.
So it seems like somebody used some kind of repair kit. You know what that is?
Okay, so with the large repair kit, when
What's
you
it
get
called again?
Large repair kit.
Large repair kit. Okay.
So you'll see a large repair kit, a small repair kit. Those allow you to fix certain of the damage cards, but it's very specific. So it might be something for repairs a tank tray or damaged radio. It's very specific. It's not any crit, it's a specific crit. And there's usually 2 or 3 on the card. Depending on what crit he had, he just negated that there, which is wonderful, but unfortunately, once again, one and done.
So as I'm looking at what's happened here at the bottom of the screen, it looks like this large tank at the bottom, as we look
That's
at
a
the screen,
Tiger
is kind
One.
of stuck there, right? Does it have much likelihood of being able to get where it wants to go? Like, just these other tanks are in the way, if nothing else.
If right now, he's still, the center of his turret is still in front of the front of his tank, so he doesn't have the side shot. He couldn't move through there if he so chooses to, but he's really wanting to kill this tank. And being at close range, that gives him less defense dice.
Okay,
For
so he
Uncle
can just-
Mark to defense again. But with Mark going to throw more rounds into him, it's going to be back and forth, back and forth. Whoever dies, dies. And the best part about it is that tank will stay in place and then can become cover. You can't drive through a tank.
Okay.
You have to go around, and that takes up precious movement areas, of course. So, 1, 2, 3. So one of the sets of the walls has been destroyed. So somebody got a savior shot there. I can't tell what the dice roll was on that. So, but we are able to see what everybody is saying. Let's see. I love Mark. I just don't wish him victory. Patrick, that is cold. I kind of agree with you, but that's beside the point. So if Mark loses that challenge, Patrick is saying he is SOL. I agree, but I have seen Uncle Mark lose the challenger and still win in this tournament, and that's twice today that he pulled that trick. So I would not say that he's completely SOL, but he's SOL.
Yeah, Patrick's asking the question that I was kind of wondering the same thing. Will Mark use the Crusader to block that Tiger One?
I think it would be smart of him to do that. The more he engages Chad and keeps him away, the better off he is. So we see Chad's moving that towards there. Uncle Mark's going to actually have to take that and get back here. I would say block him. I definitely would want him to block. And he's got a tank that can move through. So there's one. And there's two. And notice where he's at in placement. So he went for the block sideways. He's trying to increase his size. He's trying right now. He's deciding, do I want to be, that's a smarter move, but it's still considered a side shot. Nope, he's got the front of his tank is facing him, so that's not a side shot for Uncle Mark to get any defensive dice taken off. But with that Yog Tiger, that is facing him, but he has Fortress on that tank because he's such a big heavy tank that when it comes to a side shot, he does not have to remove a defense die.
So is this Uncle Mark down here castling up by these woods to make it tougher to get to that?
Yes, most definitely. Now Mark is coming in here to get to the side. He now cannot shoot him. He is behind the front of that SPG. That SPG only has 180-degree firing, and that's forward of the front of the tank. Uncle Mark's going to throw as many rounds into there on the side as he can because this thing is doing a lot of damage to him.
Oh, it is.
A lot of rounds.
It's lobbing shells into this fight.
Yep. And so the sooner he gets rid of that tank, the better off he will be. Chad does not want him to kill that tank because that tank is working for him. Yep. So Uncle Mark is in defense of that there. I don't see Chad trying to come around this turn or next turn, but possibly the following turn because he's got to make a movement. We're at 41 minutes. Mark can at least double back with the Panthers to contest. Yes, he will probably end up doing that, Patrick. Now Patrick's. Nice maneuvering by Mark. Well, yeah, Patrick. He does know how to play the game. For those of you who are wondering, Patrick Uncle Mark and I have known each other for, I don't know, 12, 14 years. So we give each other as much grief as possible.
Yeah, Robert and I have been kind of reading through some of the chat stuff as we see it. Our audience can't see the
Okay.
chat feed, but we can see it. And as you guys have questions, you can pipe them in there to the stream chat, and we can respond to those as we see them.
Yeah. Okay.
Folks might see it in chat in
Yeah.
Twitch.
So Patrick, I helped Mark prep for Worlds. Yes, you did. I stayed out of it because I'm the TO. I can't. I was like, Mark, I can't help you.
How long do you think it takes to take out that self-propelled gun with that tank laying right
If you
next to
get
it?
lucky dice, it's dead.
Oh yeah.
So if he puts 6 rounds in, that only has, I believe, 4 hit points. So if he rolls,
It's a
3
matter of
dice,
time.
and it has no survivability, it's 0. And he doesn't move, so he gets 0. And if he stays stationary, but in this case he moved 2, he'll have 2 defense dice against whatever he throws. But if he stays stationary for the next turn, okay,
So Uncle
that was
Mark
the
got a
lucky hit.
lucky hit, and then I guess there was a CO2 canister used. What's
Right.
that all about?
So that's called fill tanks with CO2. And so he got that lucky hit. That's an automatic 2 damage. But he used that card to negate it before it even comes through. No damage.
Okay.
So
But
it's one of those
another
cards.
That's that one and done thing you were saying, right? Like
Yep.
You use that up, so
Yep. And you can only have 1 on your tank.
okay.
So if Uncle Mark gets some lucky die, he'll be doing good. 3.5 hits from the Panther and 1 defense die for the SPG. Yes. So we're still pointing back and forth. I like that. Like that. So yeah, this is a quagmire down here in this corner. He's trying to block. So Mark is pointing to what he wants to kill, and I don't know what it was. Just 1. Yeah, Mark's dice are back. Mark has a tendency to have really bad dice luck.
I'm
Which,
gonna ask Steve if he could maybe move what we see for the chat feed to the right-hand side of the screen,
Yeah,
so we
that
can
would
see
be
the
helpful.
dice tray. We can't see that.
yeah, I don't care if I see me on the screen at all. I really don't. I'm not that pretty. It's so true, Patrick. Patrick wrote down there, in case you didn't see, digital dice, real dice. It doesn't matter for Uncle Mark. He will just blank on everything.
Some deliberating going on in this corner,
Well-
these woods.
Chad has got. Okay, so you can see this take just out in front of that token at the bottom of your screen. Chad can get close to it. He can't get any points.
Oh, because his opponent is too close to
Correct. So he's going to try and get 2 tanks in it, but he'll back this guy up a little bit, and now everything is negated.
negate that, right?
You know,
It almost seems no matter what he does, even if he tries to go over here, he's close enough to move these guys wherever he chooses to go.
right. And since they're English, they have a tendency to go 3. So if he goes 2, he's got plenty of space to maneuver. He's got fantastic space to maneuver. All right, so Uncle Mark just rolled that. So 3 hits, 4, 5 hits. Nice. That is a good roll. Well, he even lined him up. He's very happy. You see how he made all those up. Okay, Chad, let's see what you got. We'll roll. At some point, he's going to roll. That's not good. That's one. I think that's one. So four damage they're going through. Not enough to kill it, but close. So here, not sure where we're at yet. Okay, somebody's pointing. And I have, oh, there we go. That's a lot better. That black screen of death scares you when you're trying to do something. Really. Okay,
Where's
so
the
that's
action happening now?
Yep, let's see. We got, it looks like 2 hits, 2 crits. I think he's going up here at the SPG, and he blocked it all. He blocked it all. So once again, you know, the dice gods just say, no, Mark, you get nothing. Okay, so I think that's Chad firing back. So 3 hits and a crit. What does Uncle Mark do? I don't know how many dice he has. We'll find out. Okay, he's got 5 dice. He's got more than he's blocked it. So it's just ping, 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 right on the side of the tank.
I didn't expect it would last that long.
Pardon me?
I didn't expect that SPG would last that long.
Normally, no, it won't. But this is Uncle Mark's thing. It happens. And we do make horrible fun of him before. It's just like, hey, how's your dice doing, Mark? We're like, oh, back to normal. Everything's great. He's a good guy. I love him to death. I haven't met Chad before today, but he has been doing a bang-up job. This is his first tournament, and he just focused, and he's been having a good tournament. Like I say, these guys are neck and neck. They really are. And we'll find out here in literally 34 minutes if it's going to be victorious.
Something's going on down in the woods. He's going to try to get close to an objective marker, right?
He's going to try. He's making a dash. So if he can get within the 1 arrow, and I can't tell from this angle, but if he's trying to get that tank as close to that. Okay, so he moved his butt. So he's within 1 arrow. So right now, he's laying with 1 victory point. Mark is going to have to come back here underneath, or just sit within 1 arrow and be happy. And here we go. He's coming around the mountain.
So he's trying to make that tank the closer tank.
Right, and he's also coming from behind so that he loses defense die. He's got it. It appears that he's within 1 arrow of that objective, so no point. And he's going to shoot into him. He's going to have a disadvantage. Close range. They're going to take off 1 defense die. And he's taking a side shot because it's aft. That's another one, lowering his dice. So he moved 2 to get there. Mark moved 2. That would be 4. His base is 2, I think. So he would have 6 dice normal, but he goes down to 4 dice without. What is
that second tank there?
Okay. Yeah.
So now that he has those 2 tanks,
he's trying to kill this tank.
Victory for that.
He is trying to kill that mean old tank. I don't know what Mark has against that guy. No. So he's trying to decide: does he pull this tank back? Does he go forward? Does he try and block? Yep. He's going to come back, and he's going to sit right on top of it. Right now, Uncle Mark's like, come at me, bro. Come at me. It's going to be ugly. Oh, I like the cross. Yeah. So he's blocking from 1 near. Is that the red line or the yellow line? Okay. So he's completely blocking him out here. He's completely blocking him out there. There's not much that Chad can do, and he's got 31 minutes still. So this is actually, there's no tanks that are dead, which is very surprising at this time. Because we've gone 45 minutes without a kill, which is amazing. I've not seen, we would not have a tie. If he's able to hold him off completely and no tanks die, Mark wins the championship. If Chad kills any tank and gets a victory point, he's got the championship.
What's happening by this bottom right objective?
Mark is sitting on the objective, literally parked on top of it.
Okay, those are both of Mark's tanks.
These are both. Mark had 14. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is
Also, he's just denying him
right.
the victory.
Yeah, he's denying.
He's
the
blocking,
victory
I
point.
guess.
Yeah.
What do you call it? What term do you use to describe that kind of move?
He is completely obscuring
Obscuring.
the he's denying him the field of battle.
Denial, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Mark just got 2 crits. I don't know what they were.
Okay, there's
Ouch.
an injured crew and a damaged engine
Yeah. So
parts plate, I think.
he will be making 1 less movement for the engine damage, and the other one was crew injured. I can't remember what. There's so many cards to know. Yeah.
So he got 4 points of damage.
Yeah, that hurts. Crits hurt. Crits hurt a lot, especially when they give you a damage and they hurt your ability to do something. I'd rather get a lucky hit for 2 damage than anything that stopped me from moving at my full speed. Nothing good. If he can repair 1, that would be good. If he was going to repair anything, he'll probably.
He's placed that card near that tank. Is there
Yeah, to remind him that
he's got
making 1 move.
a nerf to that tank or whatever?
Well, he's not going to move it, which is good, because if he doesn't move it, when he rolls his offensive dice, he'll be able to roll all of his blanks. Okay, so shots fired, shots denied. Back at it. Wash, rinse, repeat. Okay, Mark just rolled a big pile of nothing.
Is it SPG still chucking
Alive.
shots at whatever
yeah.
it can?
Yeah, it's raining down. Holy hell. So Chad just took a damage. No, he didn't take a damage. Crew stunned, so he's unable, I believe he's unable to make a move. Patrick's probably screaming what it can do. He has these things. I think he memorizes all of the cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So it looks like, yeah, he's got paint. Yeah. Mark didn't get anything through on that one. All right, what is Mark going to do now?
Something interesting's happened over there.
It
with those
looks like
objectives.
he's firing from the top tank into this back tank. Yep. All right, so he rolls all of that. And he's got a re-roll, so he's got
Split fire happening.
2 hits and 3 hits. And let's see what Chad can come up with. All right, so depending on how it goes, at least 1 damage or a crit is going through. It appears that way. So what is he? What is he going to try and race? Okay, so he got rid of that. So he's taking 2 hits, 2 hits. That's a dead tank.
Oh, is that marker means that's been destroyed now?
Yep. All right, so now this game just became a lot more interesting. These tanks, he'll probably advance these tanks, go after Chad's tank there. He's not going to get hit by this tank at all. He'll just continue to put hopefully 1 damage at a time. This is going to be, okay, so he was able to repair that damage at the end of that turn. And then, let's see, yeah, the tank is burning. So I do believe Uncle Mark got those smoke and fire tokens. Those are Litcos. From the Litco company, they make beautiful, absolutely gorgeous acrylic tokens for a variety of games. They're not the cheapest, but they really are tip-top stuff. I mean, love their stuff. Absolutely. And I make tokens for a living for a different company, but I still appreciate the beauty of his stuff. Just absolutely gorgeous. Well, heck, I own a token company. You're probably wondering what the name of that token company is. It's Recon Tokens. So if you're watching, check us out. A little bit of self-help. That's what the book said. Self-help. So what is he doing? Mark, move your hands. I can't see. Okay, you're moving away from the... What are your evil, nefarious plans? Yep. Okay, he's going to cover it. That one take is not going to do anything. Curious why he's going. Oh, okay, so yeah, he's going to come in and he's going to either sit cover or he's going to babysit. And he's babysitting. So once again, he's denying him the opportunity of getting that victory point. That was a fortunate kill. But that SPG is still going to be throwing 6-7 die at these tanks down here in the corner. So he's coming in. Yeah. This will be a close range shot. If he can kill this off here, if you're able to put up that diameter of the arrow on that one flag, that would be great. Because if he's close, if he can destroy that tank, he's within that, he'll get a victory point. And we're at...
It's a good shift based on some good shooting.
Yeah. So he moved 2. That's 4.
You expect he'll shoot at this tank
to
move this way?
So somebody just rolled only 3 dice for some reason. So if that's 2 hits, I don't know if that was Mark or if that was Chad. Okay. Right on top of that left token, the left flag. So Uncle Mark is returning. So, okay, Mark was defending. So, oh yeah, perfect. So he's within the arrow. Mark is within the arrow. He just shot at Mark sitting on that token, blanked out. Well, not blanked out, but it was defended against.
Okay.
So Chad is going to fire again off with this other tank and try and throw some rounds into there too. The really cool things though is right now that tank in the right corner of Chad cannot get at that tank sitting at the token because his line of sight is completely obscured.
Right. His only target could be this one at this point.
So 2 crits and Okay, so one crit's going through. Let's see what he got. 0 damage, but radio damage. Okay, so let's see. I can't hear him. I was just trying to hear Mark. Because if he's swearing loudly, then it's bad. If he's not swearing loudly, he's doing okay.
So what's that radio damage? What's the impact of that?
I am trying to remember what it does. I'm sure Patrick is in the chat. I can't read the chat right now, but he's probably screaming what it is. There are so many cards. I can hardly remember to put on pants in the morning. I can't remember every card. Okay, 0 initiative. Yeah. That means his tank will always move first and shoot last until it goes away.
Okay.
Okay, so 2 hits and a crit. And then it looks like 3 paint there. Yep, blank, blank, blank. So a lot of tink, 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 tink on the side of the tank. Now, everybody's knocking, but nobody's coming in. And the fact that we've only had 1 kill so far. Okay, who's throwing the dice all over the place? Mark. Okay. So he gets a reroll. Nope. I was wrong. I apologize. So, yep. So it washes out. What? You're always hoping at least just give me 1 to go through, and it's like no. So now they're looking for line of sight. He might get cover because I couldn't.
See, he can see through the trees, but there's some defense.
But he gets
advantage.
cover from it. So he'll get an extra dice. But if he's at 6 already, he's not going to get an extra die. So when the game first started out, nobody was firing 6 dice off at all. And then as more tanks came into the game, all of a sudden more tanks have 6. But they never adjusted the defense. It's always been, you can only max out at 6 die for defense. 1, 2, 3 to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Chad just took a damage. Okay, he's using a card to get rid of it. I can't tell you what it is. Let's see. I'll try. Let me look. Oh. Yeah, and then he got a lucky hit, and then he's canceling that out
He had
with his CO2.
Engine fire card came up.
Yeah, that we got an engine fire. I believe it causes you to be able to only move 1 space. I think.
Oh, look.
Oh wait, we just had a shake. Did they just call the game? Did they just call the game?
Couple of lucky hits.
I just saw a handshake, and that generally says over and done. Surprised at 15 minutes. We're looking at the rules. Hold on 1 second. Okay.
Still going.
Okay. Okay. You can yell at Uncle Mark for me. Excuse me. Anyhow, I'm back. So, as you can see, it's a fairly fast-paced game.
Yeah, really.
I like the fact that I can throw a lot of dice. I love throwing. I love dice games, especially when I win. I love dice games. No, I don't like dice games when I lose, but I really like dice games when I win. And this game really it scratches that itch for me. Mark has yet to kill the SPG, which I think is absolutely hilarious. That thing should have been dead 3-4 times over now.
Yeah, it's really lasted a long time. Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you get that tank that just laughs at you for an entire game. And then if you're not careful, you start focusing on that one tank and you don't realize it. And then your opponent is going, huh, I'm going to shoot you here.
Chad really wants to get rid of this tank, I'm guessing, right?
Oh, yes.
Hanging in there.
Yeah. If he can destroy that tank, that's great. Let's see. 2 lucky hits and boom, another lucky hit. So let's see. 0 initiative. Chad blocked 2 crits. I know, another lucky hit. Yeah. So this. Yeah. Now Steve can hear us, correct?
Yeah, our audience can't hear Steve, our producer.
Okay.
We can hear him.
Steve, when you're able to, once that clock hits 15 minutes, give them a warning. So we got, they're trying. He's trying. So he moves 1. What are you going to do?
What's he trying to do here, Robert?
He's just trying to get movement so that he can increase his defense dice. That's exactly what he's trying to do.
Okay.
But he's got to stay within that 1 arrow, so he's moved 2 already. And
Just move.
and we all call it the shimmy, shimmy, shake.
Close to that.
Pardon me?
Move enough to improve his defense, but
Yes,
still remain close to that
correct.
token to continue to deny the victory point there.
So where does he go? Yeah. Okay. He goes. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can move along the length and turn 90 degrees. You could use the full length of the arrow. A move I make sometimes, I may be in a really great position and I want to stay there, but I want to have some defense done. So I do what's called a shimmy, shimmy, shake. And I put my arrow, I says, he moved 1 inch forward, he moved 1 inch back, and then he moved a centimeter. And I just made 3 movements, not going anywhere, and I get 3 defense done.
Right. Okay.
And then it really torques off your opponent because they just moved 2. Now you've got 5 defense die. Oh, and my tank's got 2 survivability, so I'm going to be rolling 6 die. So the shimmy, shimmy, shake. What screws you up, though, is offensively, when you move, you do not, when you are a stationary tank, if you roll 3 blanks and 3 hits, as a stationary, you pick up those 3 blanks, re-roll them, and you're hoping for success. So 1 more die, that's 4 hits, 2 dice, it's 5, you really increase your chances. If you're a medium-sized tank and you have movement, you're only going to get 1 die ring. So I like to throw a lot of dice whenever possible.
What's happening now in this leftmost?
Okay, so Chad is firing off at
Oh, that's right. That's
Uncle
still the
Mark,
destroyed tank there.
and he's using the crit to block the crit, so it'll be 1 hit through. Yeah, so he should be able to block that. He only got 1 damage, so that's good. That SPG is still okay. So he got something here. I cannot tell what happened there. So,
Optics damage. Is
oh,
that what that
that's
covers?
1 less firepower. That hurts. That, ouch. So instead of, 5 dice attack, now you're rolling 4.
Okay.
So Chad just threw 3 and looks pink. I'm lost. I think one is going through. I think. Okay, Uncle Mark throws. Okay, so those 2 crits didn't go through. And wash, rinse, repeat. This is coming down. Oh my word, this is an exciting game. This is a very exciting game because 11 minutes left. Now, the one thing in the tournament rules is at the 5 minute mark, if you are in the process, how to explain it best, at 5 minutes, if you are still in the process of a turn, you will not have enough time to complete the next turn. You don't get to complete that next turn.
Okay.
Because you're right in between, and then you start counting points. Okay, Chad is rolling. Oh, that was unfortunate. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 5 blanks. Yeah, he took a hit. So he's sitting 3 on that tiger, but it's going to take 4 more hits to kill the tiger. And I'm not sure. Let's see. His tiger has. Let's find out what his tiger is. His tiger. Does he have? 6, 13, 17, yeah. Yeah, he would not be able to do what he wanted to do. Okay. So this is great. Very good. Have you ever seen a match before?
No, this is my first time.
Yeah, you're very fortunate because this is a really good match. It's been moving along. There's lots of dice being thrown, lots of defense, a lot of strategy is going on, a lot of really cool tactics are being used. This is a fun match to watch. And did he get? So we got a hit and a crit, and Chad took something with ouch
Damage. Okay.
another ouchie. So he's not moving very well, doing well. The ones I hate are like bailed out because you can't move or shoot. There's everybody jump ship.
Oh.
Tank destroyed. Your tank no longer moves. You can still shoot though, but you can't move for a turn. And if you can't repair it, yeah, you can't move. You're a sitting duck.
Right.
But the good news is you're stationary, so you get to reroll all your attack die. Now Sunday we're going to be doing.
6 blank.
Yeah, Uncle Mark does that. Good job, Mark. Anyhow, we're going to be doing a scenario, which is going to be. So this is a 3 foot by 3 foot map. We're going to be doing a 9 foot by 3 foot map. The allies have to get from one end to the other because there's a bunch of gold that the Germans are guarding. And they're wanting. So as you start out, you can be allies friendly and trying to kill all these German tanks, but the further you go, you may not want your guy to get to the gold because you want the gold for yourself. So you start shooting your ally friends.
Oh, right.
Whoever gets to the gold wins the match, wins the scenario. And it's going to be ugly. Okay, so where are we at here? Somebody's not moving much. We have 1 tank dead, 7 minutes. And, oh man, you gotta see where they're at. So, okay, this will be the last turn. And the reason being is by the time they're all done, we'll be under the 5 minute mark. I'm going to have to scream at them and let them know that this is their last turn because they're at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah, just let them know this is their last turn. So Mark is seriously looking at the mat here. He knows where he's at and what he's got to do. This is the turn. This turn will decide the game. So he's got to get 2 victory points to win the championship. He's got to have the 2.
Looks like he's got this one, right?
Well, I think that's Mark.
Oh,
Yeah, that's Mark up there. So he'll sit pretty. This tank is blocked from his view right now, so he won't be able to shoot it. He's brought this one down to shoot at it, and he's got cover from this tank. It looks as though he's only got 2 corners that he can see in the tank. Mark is trying to kill this. He probably doesn't care about that because he knows that if he can last out this turn, he's won this championship. That simple. In order for, I believe, for Chad to win, he would have to somehow kill these 2 tanks. He would have to kill these 2 tanks and sit within that range in order to get that. So it's going to be dicey. He cannot get two victory points, and he needs it. Because if he gets only 1 victory point, he ties Uncle Mark with the victory points. But Mark has a kill on the tanks, which is points, which will push him over on the points. They'll be tied for victory points, but Uncle Mark will have the win because of the what's called the I'm so sorry. Since my stroke, I've lost words. He will lose the points from all of his kills, and I can't think of the word. I apologize. It's MOV, something of victory. MOV, M stage. And I can see the word. Just can't say it. All right, so now, what is Mark doing? What are you doing? What's Mark doing? Mark is trying to get to a point where he can put more damage. Okay, so he's going for it, hoping to kill a tank. So they're probably going after that. He's probably trying to go after that tank that has, I think it's 3 or 4 damage on it. If he can get 3 hits into it, there is no way for Chad to win. This is a good match. This is a very good match. I'm thoroughly enjoying this one. I am kind of surprised that they both went for trees. These trees haven't been used, the ones right in the middle. So the only house that's been really used is the one that an SPG is behind. This has been open field battle for the most part. Okay, so that is a radio damaged again. So that takes him down to 0 initiative. So not a great position to have. So what are we doing? There's the movement things. Chad is trying to do a Malachi Crunch, which some of us will remember that episode from Happy Days. Yeah, this is interesting. This is going to be very, very, very interesting. So Mark is sitting on it. I don't know if I missed something, but I don't think Chad can pull this out. We will have to figure it out here. Okay, here come the dice. All right, so 2 hits, blanks, no damage into the tank, whatever he was shooting at. Looks like the SPG is about to let loose. And that's what? And he gets a complete reroll, I think. Okay, so 3 hits and a crit, but he gets to change them. So 3 crits. Ooh. So 2 crits will go in. 2. I think. I thought I saw number 2 on that.
Lucky hit canceled by CO2.
Oh, man, I love that. Okay, so Mark just got very lucky.
Bail
my
out
word.
and putting in T. What's that?
Putting in 2 saves his hands again. So that's another card that just, we're going to jam. I got putting in T. I'm okay. Especially for, the English. The Russians have extra combat rations. The Americans have a case of cola. and the Germans have chocolate
Okay.
with plenty of amphetamines. They could never understand why these guys, they go for 36 hours straight. How do they do that? It's because they were hyped up on drugs. Effective. Okay, so does he have... So that's... Okay, so something's going to go through, maybe? I'm trying to figure out what... Okay, that's his roll. 2 crits, 3 hits. All right, Chad, what do you got? 1 hit. I can't tell if that's all pink. Oh, no. All right, that looks like 3. So something's going through. Okay, so it's a crit and 2 hits. Let's see, he's that. What's going on? Okay, so he cancels the hit with the crit. And then so Chad is, it looks like Chad is hoping that these critical cards are zeros. There's 1. Okay, which
Radio
doesn't do
damage.
anything at this stage of the game. And 0 again.
Optics damage.
So 0 again. And with the optic damage, he can only fire 1 less die now. Yeah, he's been... I could hear Uncle Mark here through my headphones on the other side of this. This is okay. He fires again. All right, 3 crits, 2 hits, I think. Yep. All right, come on, Chad. What do you got? He's got a reroll. All right, so he's probably going to get rid of the 2 crits. And then 2 hits. So he may try and just accept the crit through this time. Yeah, that's what he's going for. And he's got a 2 damage. He's got a 2 damage on him. I don't think that kills him. Yep. So
So
large
use a
repair
large
kit
repair
took care of
kit.
that damage. It's sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. All right, that's the game.
Hey, so Robert, what do you think about having our champion come join us here in the booth and ask him a few questions about how that game went?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
I'm going to get up and let him come sit right here in the middle.
Okay.
I had a real hard I couldn't hear you in my headset, so if
You were coming in and out too.
if I seemed like I wasn't understanding, it's because I couldn't hear.
Right.
And the audience can't hear Steve. So there he is. Come on around the side.
Go around. So we're going to have Mark Tippett, otherwise known as Uncle Mark. Uncle Mark, for informational purposes, was the world champion last year. So he does it again.
Man,
That was kind of a nail biter.
is there a table leg right here?
Watch your knees.
Oh, you got a big fat man here.
Yes, but we like you
I'll put
anyhow.
this on
God only knows why.
Just speaking of this, I'll have this on so I can hear the producer.
Oh, sure, okay.
All right, so
Hey, Padre.
congratulations on your win, Mark.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, these guys just wore me out.
Well, yeah, that's what they tried to do.
I wasn't paying attention. I thought he'd scored points,
Yeah,
and we reviewed the rules where he says, "No, I haven't scored anything yet." And it's like, "Oh,
yeah.
okay."
You had that game won 2 turns ago, solidly.
And I dummied up, but
Did you realize it?
I realized when it went to turn 7, I went, he can't kill all of me. I just have to stay on my base. And at that point, I felt a little more confident.
Right.
But as you saw, I still can't roll a hit to save my life.
No, we were laughing at. I mean, we were watching that.
You should have.
Patrick has been watching.
So this has been glorious.
So it's been fantastic.
I can't wait. I hope we get to see the comments, when this comes out again.
This is your second time winning,
Yeah.
which is really good. You defended your title.
Unbelievably.
I think Chad, who was his first tournament,
Yeah.
did a fantastic job. You guys were neck and neck.
I tell you what, the three other guys.
Yeah.
Look, World of Tanks people, you got to come do this. This is amazing. It's so much fun, and I've just met 3 friends for life.
Yep.
And I think some of them are going to be back on Sunday. And
Yeah, for
the
the
Gold
scenario that we're doing.
folks, come out.
Yeah.
And this is, I mean, Robert here is teetotus, and he has just dumped prize stuff and swag all over us every round. And the crew here that did the video, they've been wonderful. We had a section all to ourselves, basically. And we ran cryo decks for the tournament software. Thank you, Chico Brown.
Yeah,
And,
Chris Chico Brown, a genius. His software is so simple. It is elegant
And it's so easy to adapt to World of Tanks.
and to use. That's the fantastic part.
Yeah. We had 3 other opponents today, and each had a unique style. 2 of them are buddies that have played each other a lot.
Yep.
We discovered several things we weren't doing correctly. It was a great teaching process. It was a great elevation of skill level. And you saw it from game to game get better and better.
And nobody went away upset.
No, we had such a good time. We laughed
Oh yeah.
and pointed fingers and called names and,
Yeah,
and
but
just how you
that's
should
what
be doing.
happens. That's what happens.
And Robert did a fantastic job keeping us all in line and making sure we were getting started on time. Well, of course I don't have any complaints.
I didn't think you would.
But my gosh, Robert, thank you so much, and thank you, Gale Force 9, and who's the other part of that group?
Battlefront Games.
Yeah, Battlefront Games.
Yeah.
And it was such a wonderful experience. We just had such a good time today.
Well, you're supposed to have a good time. I want to thank Lead Pursuit for allowing us to get here for our championship game.
What was really fun is the fellow that's running the monitors said, I've been waiting to see this game being played.
Yeah.
And when we got done, I said, so what do you think? He says, that was amazing.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I told Brett, like, I asked him, I'm like, have you ever seen the game play? He's like, no. I says, you are in a very rare opportunity to see this game being fought the way it is, because it was so close.
I was wondering what you thought when you saw me bolt out to engage instead of.
Oh, I
dropping
knew
back.
exactly what you were doing.
Well,
That first Quagmire that you did was beautiful,
and
risky,
oh yeah, because
but
I fell back and I think the appropriate moment, but oh my gosh, when you see a Jag Tiger and you see a Tiger 2, and then you got that Hummel sitting behind the hill,
which you couldn't kill.
I finally.
How many kill points are on a Hummel?
Up 4.
4. How many times did you fire into the Hummel? Twice.
With 6 dice.
With extreme prejudice.
Yeah, and he had no
Nothing.
survivor dice.
Yeah.
I'm learning. Spencer, who didn't win a game,
Yeah.
but laughed and was having such a. I said,
Well, which is why he won the Sportsman Award.
yes,
And everybody,
and all 3 of us,
everybody
agreed.
voted on it, and boom, he gets that.
And he had such good. He ran me through the rear.
Yeah, that last one, that I honestly thought you were going to lose that one.
It could have gone either way.
You pulled it out at the end, and had you.
It's been a very rewarding day for this old man.
Yeah. Now we can go get. Now we can get a drink and a bite to eat.
Sure.
Good. I guess I'm gonna call it there. Mark, once again, congratulations. Whoops, Mark
I'm
is
so
just
sorry.
beating
I'm
things to
destroying-
a tar over
destroying the
here.
set. Thank you, Robert. It's been a pleasure always. Let's do this again next year.
Oh yeah, most
Now I have
definitely.
to come back.
And I'd like to say once again from Gale Force 9, thank you, Lead Pursuit, for hosting all of the games that you've been doing today. You've been doing a bang up job. I can't say enough about these guys. They were wonderful people. They were very nice. They were attentive. They wanted to make sure, and I know they want to make sure that they're producing good quality content for their podcast for people to see a huge variety of games. And I think they're doing a bang up job. So
I hope that the viewers that got to see this got to see something that piques their interest.
Yep. Go out and buy the core set, because you open the box, you open the directions, you're playing tanks in 5 minutes and having a good time.
Check out Recon Paint Gaming
Gaming and Recon Tokens. So
and tokens. And if you want to know more about this game, they've got several videos out on YouTube explaining.
yeah, we have a lot of
explaining
videos
how
on Roll the
how to
Tanks.
figure out the damage die rules.
Yeah.
And yeah, anyway,
So-
I'm done. I could talk all that.
Yep. So
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much
fans,
for
and,
watching this match. And everybody, have a great night. And Padre says, see ya.